One of the most common concerns I receive about Digimon World Next Order is regarding the life and death cycle of your Digimon in the game. That is, inside of Next Order, your Digimon start off as a baby, they age, digivolve, and then they eventually pass away. Your Digimon teammates are then reborn as eggs, and the cycle begins anew. What this leads to is an open world experience where you as the player have stints of power and then down periods where you lay low for a bit and then start to build back up. As someone who has covered a chunk of these games over the last 6+ years, this life cycle mechanic might be one of the most polarising features that the Digimon games have ever given us. Today, we have a short discussion video taken directly from one of our streams this week. In the clip, we're actually playing the Oblivion remaster, but this particular chat was exclusively about Digimon. Specifically, the topic of aging in Next Order, whether the death system is annoying, as well as the general difficulty and grind of the game. On one hand, you typically have the original Digimon World fans who grew up playing the PS1, raising and re-raising Digimon within File Island. On the other, you have the newer Digi fans, who are picking up the game looking for a relaxed JRPG adventure, maybe without the grind and stress of having to operate on an in-game clock. Now, I don't normally clip our stream chats for the purposes of regular uploads, however, because this topic is brought up so frequently, and because I feel like there is a lot of misunderstanding surrounding the topic, here I am reposting our thoughts on the matter. If you enjoyed this, or have any of your own thoughts on the topic, then be sure to leave us a like, and let us know in the comments below. Enjoy, gang. How do you prevent Digimon from dying as Starlet? Unfortunately, Starlet in Next Order, your Digimon dying is something you can't really avoid. Eventually, when you get to the end of the game, you can feed your Digimon certain items, or you can go to the restaurant, and if you have enough money, you can keep them alive indefinitely. But when your Digimon die, it's not because you're doing anything wrong, it's just part of the game. It's like there's a life and death cycle in that particular Digimon game, and I know that might you off, and it might even stop you from playing the game, because that's how a lot of people feel when they're first playing Next Order. They get frustrated because they're trying to get their Digimon strong, they can't beat any of the enemies because they're too powerful, and then by the time their Digimon are strong enough to fight, they die. But that's just because you've just started the game and you don't know what you're doing, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, I just mean like it's an honest fact. I was the same when I started playing. What you will find is the more you play the game and the more you learn it and get better at it, what will happen is the Digimon passing away will stop becoming a problem for you, and it'll actually start to be something you look forward to, maybe even. That sounds kind of fast, maybe by tamer skills to make them live longer. You can do that, yes. There's lots of things you can do in Next Order to extend the life of your Digimon so you can keep them around longer. There's a couple of tamer skills. There's a brand new Next Order Let's Play I've just finished doing. We finished it last week, 2 weeks ago. You don't have to watch all of it, because I know that's a lot of time and you might not even, maybe you don't want spoilers. I'd recommend you kind of leaf through the first couple of episodes though, because it'll teach you how to play, and it'll teach you like how to navigate Next Order a bit more successfully, because you can copy loosely what I'm doing. I think it'll make your life easier. Even just like not having someone show you how to play, but having a template of like knowing where to go or how to judge and train, how to gather resources and make money. Just like 1 or 2 little episodes of watching the Let's Play, it'll make you a genius, and then before you know it, you'll be an absolute Giga Chad at Next Order. I watched the Let's Play too, and I got to the point where I can't wait for my Megas to pass away so I can train up a whole new generation set of partners, yeah. That's what it becomes. When you first play Next Order, you get wrecked all the time, you die, your Digimon desync from one another, meaning that one will digivolve before the other one does, and then you're trying to get ultimates, and then your Digimon pass away, and you spend all your time in the gym, and it sucks, right? You save up a little bit of money, you go into a fight, you get destroyed, you spend half your items, you lose the fight anyway, and then you're back to square one. It feels really bad, right? That's how Next Order is in the beginning, guys. It's a learning curve. But the game just takes a bit of getting used to. It's just like learning to do something else that's challenging. I know this is ridiculous, right? Because the two games are completely unrelated, but I often do compare playing Digimon Next Order kind of like Dark Souls. It doesn't in any way, shape or form resemble the gameplay of Dark Souls, but the more you play, the more you practice, the more you learn the patterns of the bosses and what to do. You go from losing to a boss 100 times to, you know, when you're doing your second and third playthrough, you end up beating the boss first, second, third try. The point is that once you learn, you improve, and your life will change entirely when you play. And that's why I recommend you guys to watch the Let's Play, because instead of just listening to me and believe me, you can watch a couple of episodes, see how we navigate the issues and the challenges that the game throws at us, and then, you know, eventually become a master of Next Order. And, you know, if you don't enjoy the game and it's making you super unhappy, you should turn it off and never go back, right? But if you have patience, you can actually have a really good time. Some people just don't, and that's totally fine. Not everybody's got time to learn a game that's annoying them, right? If the game's pissing you off, just turn it off. I won't mind. I had a comment last night from someone. The person themselves, they weren't commenting on the guide itself. They were commenting on the state of the game, and they said, this is why I prefer Pokemon, this Digimon game has too much to learn, and it's too annoying, the death cycle is annoying. And it's like, well, that's fine, everybody's allowed to have their own opinion. I certainly wouldn't argue with people online about what's good and what's not. But I think when you first play it's irritating, but it's just because you don't know what you're doing, you don't know where you're going. That's the thing about Next Order as well, and some of these Digimon games. Digimon World 1 is the exact same. It's a knowledge check, guys. Because see, when you know where to go, you save so much time. So when you're walking from A to B to C through the game, you know exactly where to go. A big game changer for me that I never did when I played Digimon World 1 as a kid, I never ever used autopilots. I just totally wrote them off as like unimportant, but autopilots are so important. And it's the same in Next Order. There's just things that you have to learn and that you don't know because nobody teaches you, but when you get there, it's such a game changer. Birdramon is such a game changer. You don't know that in the beginning. You don't know where to go. Like, you just learn these things the more you play. And see, when you know, it's so easy. But I think some people get to that stage, the hardcore fans, the people who have got a lot of patience, or maybe even the mature gamers who have like been through the works a few times. They know, like, you know, do a little bit of learning, it becomes easier. But it really does depend. I mean, you saw it when we played through our recent playthrough, guys. We had 4 sets of Digimon. Our Digimon only died 3 times. Over 160 real-life hours, not in-game hours, real-life hours. And people kept coming into the stream day after day and they'd say, how are these 2 still alive? How are your megas still alive? It's just about knowledge and, like, knowing how to play. I know that sounds cringe, but I personally like games that don't hold you all the time. I think so too. I mean, the thing is, guys, this is where you have to decide, because this argument only makes sense if you fully acknowledge one fact, and that is that when you're playing a single-player game, every single person who plays that same single-player game has a different takeaway. Certain people get enjoyment from certain things in the game, right? Some people get enjoyment from the Digimon leveling up or learning new moves or recruiting the Digimon, or some people will be happy playing Next Order, some people will hate it to bits, you know, and they get mega frustrated until it's... I agree with you, Huntress, because I feel like when I'm playing a game, guys, that is challenging, i.e. I don't beat it immediately, let's say I lose a couple of times. Typically, if it's a well-made game and it is good quality and it's consistent, losing over and over and then finally winning, I feel better because I've had to work for the reward. Does that make sense? I've had to overcome a challenge, a problem. Like, the game was too hard at first, and then I got better. The boss was too fast, but then I learned his patterns. I wasn't strong enough the first time I fought the monster, but then when I went back 4 hours later after I grinded, I was able to beat them. Like, I typically like having to work for my rewards. Let's say we were playing Oblivion here, right? This is a great example. If I was to just bang on Oblivion, I could play this game on novice difficulty, where you fart in the direction of all of the enemies and they just immediately die, right? You can play that way. If you're someone who's playing the game on novice, that's awesome. I'm not gonna critique you, but like, for me personally, I don't want that, because it's like, it's pointless to me. If you play video games once a week and you don't get a lot of time and maybe you're only new to video games, maybe this is the best setting for you to have a lot of fun and you have a great time with it, that's fine. But like, I kind of like to sweat a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't want to waste hundreds of hours, you know, hands coated in sweat, controller getting bounced off the walls in rage. Like, I don't want that kind of perseverance, but like, I like having to work for my rewards a little bit. But not everybody's a lunatic like me, so if you totally don't associate with that, that's totally fine. We have the same discussion every single time, guys. The good thing about Next Order is there is actually difficulty levels to it. You can obviously pick easy or beginner, but you know, whether that's actually an actual good balancing mechanic, I don't know. That's a discussion for another time, I think. I do think that like these kind of roguelike games, Digimon World 1 or Digimon World Next Order, they're supposed to be menacing in the beginning. They're supposed to be hard. Because what the game wants you to do is it wants you to go and figure out ways to get better. The game wants you to go and earn money and buy items. The game wants you to go out and learn new skills. The game wants you to go out, fight fights, and level up your Digimon. It wants you to get knocked down once or twice, so that see when you go away and get better, you come back, you beat it, you're like, yeah, get Now, how successfully and smoothly that experience is for everyone and how well it achieves that task is obviously open for debate, right? You know, for people who turn on a Digimon World game, like Next Order, expecting Stardew Valley, theoretically you can't have a bad time. It's not that kind of game, guys. It's like turning on Darksouls and expecting The Sims. It's not that kind of game. So I can understand people getting frustrated and then going to look up advice or going to look up guides and then watch a Let's Play and learning. That's fine, it's okay, but it's the people who want the game changed to suit their needs or whatever. It's like, nah, it's not really like that, bro. It's like going onto a football pitch and then saying like, oh, I can't run very fast, so make the goals bigger or make the pitch smaller or something. It's like, that's something we do for kids as an adult. It's like, here's the challenge, here's the sport, here's the task, enjoy it, get better at it, improve, get that satisfaction, or just don't worry about it, right? Like, go find something else that'll make you happy. That would be my advice, but it just depends.